storylines galore, best offense, best defense, winning streaks, best in the West versus East. Like, are these the games that you think everybody kind of gets that point you work so hard for?
Yeah, I think it's why you play the game, for these big games, and it's fun. It's fun for the teams involved, but it's fun for the fans, right? And it's great for the NBA when two teams are playing so well and historically well, right? So I think our guys are really looking forward to it, but we're not treating this like it's the finals, right? Like, this is a regular season game. It's a test. We want feedback. We want to see where we are against the best. How does their style match against our style? I think it's going to be both of our games against OKC will be great evaluation for where we are against the elite teams.
The other day, you mentioned physicality as just an area, especially in the playoffs, that you can grow, right? Playing with it and then playing through it. When you look at this game and you talk about tests, is this kind of one of those types of games? For sure.
And with OKC, it's physicality, but also athleticism, right? There are some teams that are physical, they just don't have the athletes. So they have the athletes across the board. Their length at every position. Obviously, Hartenstein is the elite rim protector in the league. So it's physicality and athleticism, which translates to they're turning you over all the time, and can we take care of the ball against them?
When you do go into these kinds of games as a coach and the national spotlight is shining, what are you trying to get across to your team in preparation for it?
Like I said, I think you're preparing it a little bit like every other game, but there's a heightened excitement about it, emotional. Like guys are a little more perky today, right? They know this is a big game, so you get that feeling. But from a coaching perspective, I think we had to keep guys in their comfort zone. So I think if you try to overdo it, you overthink it, and you could kind of cloud their minds a little bit. So our job is to keep it simple, not overdo it. And I've made that mistake before, right? Big game, got to win this game, and we do too many adjustments or too many changes, and so we got to keep our guys in their comfort zone so they can think free and play free.
When did you overdo it? When was that time?
I'm not going to tell you, but definitely there was once this year I felt like in one of our losses, like, man, we did way too much in shoot around. It's self-reflection, and that's how you improve. So you got to self-correct, and again, that's a typical coach mistake in a big game. You overdo your preparation. So we got to find that balance, that right line of preparing our guys, and I think we've done that so far. We still got shoot around tomorrow, so I hope we stay in that good space.
Was it the Boston game?
It's none of your business.
Kenny, what does doing too much look like in that situation?
Well, you can overdo it physically, right? Like run your guys too much, and because you want to, get this drill right, go harder. Hey, that's Shea. Like you didn't send them to. You just have to find a balance. And I like I said, I think you can overdo it physically, and you can overdo it mentally. You can overdo film. And we have to understand we're in an 82 game stretch here, right? And we've traveled and all that. So just I think there's a real art to it. And then from the physical stand, we get the science, right? We had our sports science guy tap me on the shoulder today, like, we're 90% of our load. And I'm like, oh, it's a great, right? We have our checks and balances, so I don't overdo it from a physical standpoint. And tactically, I got a great staff that lets me know, hey, back off. We're trying to, you're trying to do too much.
To the point about the platform itself, this game got flexed into the ESPN spots.
Yeah.
The game was there before. I don't know what one it was, but I know maybe no one saw 30-4 coming. These are 2 of the last 8 teams in the playoffs last year. Seems like a natural showcase. So why do you think this wasn't a natural national showcase game for the league?
I think, like you said, is it a little bit of a surprise? Like, maybe us more than them. But
50-win team, though.
Huh?
It's a 50-win team in the last 2 years.
Yeah. I don't know. That's definitely out of my comfort zone. Why they pick the games they do. I do like they made the adjustment, and I think it's kind of cool they can do that, and they recognize. So I look at it as a positive. Like, man, they're recognizing what both teams are doing. Kind of market be damned, right? Like fans and media, everybody wants to see the best teams play. So I think it's cool they made that switch.
How important is it, do you think, for the league to have eyes on smaller markets?
Yeah, as a basketball purist, you're like, I don't know. I don't know what your average fan thinks. I don't know. Maybe your average fan says, man, I have to be a Laker fan or a Knicks fan, go right to the big market. I would think, from my perspective, you want to, basketball purists, you want to see the 2 best teams play, and so I'm not sure. Gets marketing and who's going to watch, who's going to draw the most fans or whatever. So maybe that's more the casual fans. So maybe this is more, man, basketball purists and people that love the game and love competition. I don't kind of pay attention to the big market, small market thing.
You mentioned on Sunday Isaac was advancing to contact. How did he respond to that? Do you anticipate him being able to play tomorrow?
Yeah, him and Sam had a great practice today. Full contact, full on. Let's see what the returns are on both of them, because they both are evaluation injuries. Like, we gotta check them tomorrow and shoot around and see if it's go. See how they respond to today's. But today was, we went live, and they were in every live drill. They didn't sit out anything.
We talked about the benefits of switching for you defensively.
Yeah.
But when you're facing a switching team,
Yeah.
and
Good.
in the last couple of games, noticed that Jalen's been on some of the bigs.
Yeah.
How do you look to attack switches offensively?
Yeah. Oh, it's so multifaceted. There's so many things you have to do. I know this. One way to, that slows down switches is get out in transition, right? It's hard to switch when you're kind of running and flowing into things without them getting their shell set and their physicality and their athleticism in a set way. They're really tough to attack, but we have a lot of things tactically. We work on it a lot because we know that's what the playoffs look like. We know that's what the big games look like. But I'm not going to give you, all the specifics on it. But it's definitely an area of focus. What do they want in the league in switches, 1 or 2? So we know we're going to see a lot of switches.
I know you said you didn't want to do too much, but when you have a game like this, as a coach who sees these guys and gets to see what kind of work they're putting in, the All-Star voting, that's kind of out of your guys' hands. Do you relish the opportunity for more people to see what kind of work they put in?
Yeah, I think it's really for our players that maybe people don't see in the light, that maybe they should. Maybe they don't pay attention to them on a daily basis like we do. We think we have 4 All-Stars. I just, of course I'm biased. I would probably ask all the Cleveland fans. They'd say the same thing. So I do think there's that, for our players, there's like, hey, we want to show everybody, right? We want to, show everybody across the world, right? This is a kind of global game, how good we are. That being said, we're not going to judge it on one game either, right? Like, this isn't the end-all, be-all. But I think our guys, I think they relish that challenge and relish that, hey, we're going to kind of show you attitude, which I'm fine with, of course.
You mentioned
This is the last question.
getting response and feedback from these kinds of games.
Yeah.
But obviously, the next one against OKC has also been elevated. Do you feel like while you want to win tomorrow's game, that you might get more to see how your players react to the information that they get on Wednesday to when they go out to OKC?
Yeah, for sure. We were just talking about that today. Like, you know, we got our plan, we got our tactics, we got, our rotations, what we want to do. But the great thing is we're going to see them again in 2 weeks. So apply, almost like a playoff series, apply what we learned today. Hey, can you go to OKC and make your adjustments? So definitely see it in that two game light. And again, that's it's really good for coaches' preparation and our preparation as a eventual playoff team and contender.